Hello, welcome tankers, to my new review of World of Tanks. Today we are taking a look at one of the most unique Tier 9 medium tanks in the game, DZT-159. At first glance, it looks like just another medium tank, but once you understand what this thing can actually do, it completely changes how you approach the battlefield. We're talking about strong turret armor, heavy like alpha damage, and something you don't see often on a medium tank, jet boosters. So the real question is this tank actually overpowered, or does it fall apart under pressure? Alright, before we continue, it's time for the second part of the challenge. If you've been paying attention to the previous video, you already have the first code. This one is hidden differently, and only the sharpest players will catch it. So listen carefully. Somewhere in this next section, I'm going to reveal a number, not directly, but hidden inside the video. Your mission? Find that number, and remember it, because at the end of this series, only the players who collect all codes will have a chance to win the jackpot. And trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Alright, stay focused. Let's continue. Let's start with the gun, because this is where the DZT-159 immediately stands out. You're packing around 440 alpha damage, which is massive for a medium tank. This already puts you closer to heavy tank territory. Penetration sits at 262 millimeters, which means you can comfortably deal with most targets you'll face. And the DPM sits around 2,700. So not only do you hit hard, you can keep the pressure up. Now, accuracy is around 0.36, so this is not a sniper. And the aim time of 2.4 seconds means you need to be a bit patient with your shots. But here's the thing. This gun rewards aggressive positioning. Peek, shoot, pull back. And every time you trade, you're hitting hard. Did you catch it? Most people completely miss this one. If you got it, you're already ahead of 90% of the players. Alright, quick reminder for the challenge. The second code is hidden inside this video, but this time, it's not in what I say, it's in what you see, and it only appears for a split second. So if you blink, you miss it. This is where things get really interesting. The turret armor is insanely strong. We're talking around 270 millimeters at the front, which means in a hull-down position, you become extremely difficult to deal with. Even higher tier tanks will struggle to penetrate them. Now the hull is decent, but not amazing. If you expose it too much, you will get punished. So the key here is simple. Hide the hull, abuse the turret, and use terrain to your advantage. If you play this tank correctly, it can feel almost unfair in the right position. Now, let's talk about the most unique feature, the jet boosters. Normally, this tank moves at around 45 kilometers per hour, which is decent, but nothing special. But once you activate the boosters, everything changes. You suddenly jump to around 70 kilometers per hour, turning this tank into a missile. This allows you to relocate, instantly chase down enemies, escape bad situations. But there's a catch. You lose some control. So if you don't plan your movement, you can easily overextend and die. This mechanic rewards smart, aggressive players, but punishes mistakes hard. When it comes to spotting, this is not your scouting tank. View range is around 412 meters, which is solid, but camouflage is average at best. So don't try to play this like a sneaky medium. Instead, stay with your team, play second line support, and wait for the perfect moment to strike. So, how do you actually play the DZT-159? Think of it as a hybrid between a heavy and a medium. Early game, take strong positions, and use your turret armor. Mid-game, start using your boost to relocate and create pressure. Late game, this is where the tank becomes deadly. Use your mobility to hunt isolated enemies, and your alpha to finish them quickly. If you combine positioning, timing, and smart aggression, this tank can absolutely dominate. So, is the DZT-159 worth it? If you like aggressive gameplay, strong turret armor, and having the ability to completely change the pace of the battle, then yes, this tank is incredibly fun and extremely powerful in the right hands. But if you make mistakes, this tank will punish you just as hard. Let me know in the comments. Would you play this tank aggressively or more carefully? Now, here's something a lot of players get wrong about this tank. They try to play it solo, and that's exactly why they fail. Because the DZT-159 is not just strong on its own, it becomes dangerous when played with your team. This tank is built for impact moments, not constant damage farming, but creating openings. And that's where team play comes in. With its strong turret, you can take aggressive positions early, hold key angles, and force the enemy to react. While they're focused on you, your team gets space, and that alone can win games. But here's where it gets even better. The jet boosters. This is not just a mobility gimmick. It's a team play tool. You can reinforce a collapsing flank, support a push instantly, or turn a losing fight into a win. Most tanks are too slow to react. This one isn't. And when you combine that with your alpha damage, you become a perfect support striker. You don't just shoot, you finish targets. You help your team remove guns from the game, and every tank destroyed means less pressure for your team. This tank works best when you stay close to your allies, not too passive, but not alone either. You want to be in that perfect position where you can push with your team or fall back safely. That balance is what makes this tank so effective. If you try to play this tank alone, you lose everything that makes it strong. Your armor becomes unreliable, your mobility becomes risky, and your damage potential drops. This tank punishes selfish play. But when you play it correctly, when you move with your team, support your allies, and strike at the right moment, the DZT-159 becomes a game changer. Not just a damage dealer, but a tank that wins battles. So tell me, are you the kind of player who pushes with the team, or goes alone and hopes for the best? Remember, you need all codes from the upcoming videos. Once you have them, find me in-game, and send the full combination through the channel email. Only then, you have a chance to win the gold. So, is the DZT-159 worth it? If you like aggressive gameplay, strong turret armor, and having the ability to completely change the pace of the battle, then yes, this tank is incredibly fun and extremely powerful in the right hands. But if you make mistakes, this tank will punish you just as hard. Let me know in the comments. Would you play this tank aggressively or more carefully?